Hello everyone, welcome back to Everything Swift. Before we dive into the question today, I just want to clarify that I've not been putting out as much content as I like to, but an explanation for that is because bulk of my time is basically studying materials regarding iOS programming, but I'm also studying them and practicing them to share whatever I've learned on this channel. So stay tuned for those videos that's gonna drop for sure. So yeah, just a quick update on that. So today we're going to tackle Leetcode question 881 titled Boats to Save People. Basically, we're given an array of integer representing the weight of the people, and we're given another parameter which is the limit of also typed in. So basically, limit here is the maximum weight that the boat that we're going to use to rescue the people. That's the maximum limit, and we cannot exceed this limit threshold essentially. One constraint here that we should know that each boat can only carry at most two people at the same time, right? We cannot carry three, we can carry one, and we can carry two, or we can carry zero, but that doesn't make sense because of this goal and objective that we are trying to do in this question. We want to get the minimum number of boats to carry each person. Basically, we are trying to rescue with the least amount of number of boats, right? So that's basically the objective of this question. So I think it's pretty straightforward here. The strategy that we're going to use to solve this question is essentially that how are we going to basically like what's the mindset of us to ensure that we can get the minimum number of boats to save people, right? So the first thing that we're going to do is that we have to ensure that we know the order of the weight of the people, and we can do that by sorting the weight of this array, this people array. And it's important to sort them because with a sorted version of this array will actually give us the lightest person on the left side of the array and the heaviest person obviously towards the end of the array, which is the right side, right? And then what we're going to do, the second step, is basically to sum up the lightest person weight inside the array and the heavier person weight. And then we're going to check whether the summation of those weight exceeds the limit or not. If it does exceed the limit, we will only take the heaviest person, right? Because like it doesn't make sense to take the lightest person when our goal is to only use the minimum number of boats, which means we're not really maximizing in that scenario, right? So however, if it does not exist, then obviously we'll save two people with the boat at the same time. So basically, that's essentially the strategy that we're going to use to solve the question. The first one is basically sort the array, very important because we want to do the comparison. And then we'll do the check whether the summation is exceeding or below the limit threshold here. And then at every iteration of the loop, we're just going to increment the number of boats that we're going to use to save. And that's basically it. I know that's just a bit of a mouthful, but let me just dive into the code and probably that will clarify lots of things. So first thing first, as you guys know, I like to just check if the people array is empty. I do this for most of my question just as a fast optimization kind of thing. It basically checks like if the array is empty, then obviously we know no boats are required. So it's just to exit out of this function loop as fast as possible. Small optimization. So now obviously we need the most important variable, which is number of boats. And the second thing key to solving this problem is basically we need to sort the array. So this is the sorted version. And we're going to use a starting pointer and ending pointer to fetch the lighter person and the heavier person. So we have a start index here and basically an end index here, which is the array count minus one because we're dealing with index. So we're going to keep the while loop alive as long as we are within the bounds of the array, so we don't get any index out of bounds. So let's start with people A weight, which is the lighter weight, people start, and people B, which is the heavier weight, people N. Then let's sum them up, people A plus people B. Now, if the sum is greater than the limit, basically we only want to save one person, which is the heavier one. Again, the reason why we take the heavier one is because we want to use the minimum number of boats, right? So if we take the heavier one, we can use lesser boats to save the lighter one later on. So here what we're going to do, because we save the heavier one, we're going to decrement the ending, which means we really rescue that person. If not, if it's within the boundaries of the limit, we are basically going to save two people, right? Start plus 1 and end minus 1. And at every iteration, we are definitely going to use at least, definitely use one boat actually. So just increment this. Whether we exceed the limit or not, we're definitely going to use one boat to rescue the people. And that's pretty much it. That is the solution, I think. Let me just run through this. Basically, yeah, this is the key thing, sorting the people array, right? So just imagine if the array is like 5, 4, 6, 1, 2, or yeah, for example, right? If we're going to check with this current logic here, we won't be able to do so because we don't know which person is the heaviest person inside this array, right? We don't know that. This is definitely lighter than 5 or 6, right? There's no way for us to be sure whether who is heavier, right? So by sorting it, we will get 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, right? So this, after sorting, will give us this, and then now with this logic here, in this while loop, essentially we will know, right? We will take the start index, which is 1, and the heavier index, n, which is plus 6. So just imagine that the limit was 5, essentially. Limit is 5. With this sum, we know we exceed the limit. So we're going to we're going to rescue the heavier person, right? So essentially, we are not removing it, we're just removing the pointer. We are decrementing the pointer. So now, essentially, just imagine this is gone. So we'll check 5. 5 is the heaviest person now, and then we'll just proceed with this while loop. So essentially, that's why the sorting is extremely important for us to solve this question. So let me just run this, and hopefully I get it right on the first attempt. There we go. Let me just use more sample test case. Looks good as well. Let me just submit this and hopefully got it right. There we go. That is the solution for this question. So yeah, just a recap, quick recap, sorting it, and then we're just going to check the summation of the weight against the limit. If it is, we just take the heaviest person. If not, we will rescue both, and then we just increment the both at every iteration. That's it. So thanks for your time. If you like this kind of video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It helps grow the channel. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.